Welcome to my new plant, Alocasia Zebrina. I love it, it's so beautiful. I got this yesterday. Don't be concerned about the drooping leaves on the bottom, because that's normal for this plant anyway. It can only sustain a certain amount of leaves, and then when it's got to that certain amount of leaves, it drops leaves at the bottom to make way for new ones. I love it.
Hi, let's get tropical here, Andy. Right, today I'm going to speak to you a little bit about a recent plant that I got. That is the Alocasia Zerbrini. Zebrini. You know the one I mean. Beautiful plant. It's got the zebra type markings in the stems, and it's got beautiful sized arrow shaped leaves. Very nice plant. I got mine actually from Marks and Spencer's. Yeah, I was shocked. They only had a few house plants in, and that was one of them. So yeah, I was well chuffed. It was in a nice seagrass pot as well, and the pot was inside a seagrass pot. So yeah, 25 quid. I was well chuffed. I'm just gonna have a bit of a chat about it. It likes a humid environment, as do most tropical plants, because it lives in a rainforest. It likes quite a reasonable amount of light, but it doesn't like direct light, because it again lives in a rainforest, lives down on the floor in a rainforest, so the canopy shields it from a lot of direct light. It's indirect light, but a nice amount of indirect light. It's quite finicky with water. You need to get it pretty good. Hence this little fella. Now these are, as you can see, it says on there, moisture, pH and light. It's a 3-in-1 sort of soil test, if you like. There's no batteries in it or anything. You just stick the prongs into the soil, and it tells you moisture levels. There's not really any excuse for over or underwatering with this. Now I tend to, you can see the gauge there on there, and when it gets to the top of the red in the moist section, then I'll water my plants. But it's actually surprised me how much I thought I needed to water my plants, and I use that, and no, I don't. So it's a good bit of kit. It's really useful. I missed mine pretty much every day, I think, although I work in a children's home, so I'm away for 2 days. I live at the children's home for 48 hours, so obviously I don't miss mine every day when I'm at work. And my wife's like, oh, I'm not going near that. So every day when I'm at home I missed it, and the couple of days that I don't, it's not shown any problems with that at all. I mean, it's doing fine. Now, because it's a humid temperature, a humid environment loving plant, it does not mean that it likes to be waterlogged, like we've already said. So get your little moisture test gadget, and it will. You've got no excuse that I always put perlite in my soil, regardless whether it says well draining or not well draining. I always put perlite in it anyway. So it aerates the soil. It gives the roots oxygen down at their level. It retains a certain amount of moisture, but it also makes the soil free flowing. So it'll retain enough moisture to keep your plant happy. And with your little moisture meter, you've got no excuse but to get the watering right. Now with this plant, it will only sustain from what I've found from my research, 5, maybe 6 leaves, because their stems are they're quite long and quite chunky, and the leaves are quite a decent size. It can only sustain a set amount of leaves. So what will happen is the older and the weaker leaves will drop down, and they will crisp up and die. No, that's a normality for this plant. Don't worry about it. Don't think you're doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just what the plant does. It's how it sustains itself. So yeah, it's a normal part of the plant's cycle. Now, like I've said, it likes a lot of light, but indirect light. So don't put it smack bang on a windowsill, because it's not going to like that. It's going to start going yellow, and it's probably going to drop leaves, apart from the weak ones, which are normal. So yeah, keep it. I mean, what I'm doing with mine is moving it sort of nearer the window, further away from the window. Sorry, a little bit of distraction there. Yeah, moving it around the room a little bit until I find a spot that it really likes, which I'm still doing. I haven't had it that long, so I'm still trying to find. The Zebrina. Sorry, I keep calling it Zebrini, don't I? It's Zebrina. Has a good rapid growing session from spring to early autumnish, or fall if you're American. So during that time, obviously maybe step your watering up from what it was in the winter, because in the winter it doesn't do so much growing, doesn't need so much water. But also every fortnight or so, 10 days to a fortnight, give it some household fertiliser, obviously diluted down to the recommended levels, because overstrength doesn't make it grow faster or bigger. It will burn the roots and cause you quite a lot of problems. So yeah, do it as it says on the bottle, and it will do what it says on the bottle. It's good stuff. Yeah, also the Alocasia Zebrina likes to be a little bit pot bound. It likes to have its roots all snug. So yeah, if you're going to repot it, make sure you use perlite in your growing medium, and I don't know in measurements how much, but in small increments. So if you've got a 6-inch pot, increase it to an 8-inch pot, or a 7-inch pot, maybe even. 7 might be a bit of a small increment, so let's say 8-inch pot, which is 200 ml. And just keep doing that every couple of years probably is enough. I'm actually not really looking forward to repotting mine, because it scares me a little bit, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, small increments for the pots. Again, keep perlite in the soil, maybe some orchid bark, and maybe add some orchid bark, and maybe some activated carbon, charcoal. They can all help to improve the qualities of the soils for various plants, holding on to nutrients but allowing free flowing soil as well, which is very important for these plants. Right, I'm not going to waffle on anymore. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye.